hasn't shown up for the last few days.
There's a mothership in our skies shooting out seed pods.
Going above us and sending probes down.
Why are TikTok conspiracy theories so bad it makes gay frogs guy look like a logical person?
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
No, really, there's a lot, and it's kind of concerning. So I'm wondering, why do you do this while I'm recording? Are these theories based in any fact at all? Do people actually believe them? Will you still have faith in humanity when I roll the next clip? Probably, yeah. I'm sure that not even one person actually believes the moon disappeared. Right?
The moon is not there.
Yeah.
Have you noticed something strange about the moon? Have you looked outside and looked at the moon? Have you noticed something strange about it? If you know, you know. The moon is not there. And the moon hasn't been there.
Have you noticed something strange about the moon? Have you looked outside and looked at the moon? Have you noticed something strange about it? If you know, you know. The moon is not there. Have you looked outside and looked at the moon? So right off the bat, this theory is not getting a lot of credibility. Repeating the same lie over and over again is textbook brainwashing.
It hasn't been there since September 29th.
So on September 29th, the moon was in its waning crescent phase. So while the moon was faint, it was still visible on September 29th if you were observing the sky early enough. This is where I'm starting to think that maybe people might get this a little confused here. If they think that the moon's been gone since September 29th and they're looking for the moon at night, it's not going to be there.
Every night I go to the same spot. Every night.
I was right. Every night. It wasn't up at night. See, a lot of people don't seem to understand that the moon actually does linger around in the daytime. It's not always at night. Unlike with the sun, which is set on a 24-hour clock, the moonrise and the moonset is not. So the moon can rise and set all around the clock. Really, it does. You can see it during the day. I don't know why some people still don't know this. It's not a nighttime thing. How do you think eclipses work? It's because the moon's out during the day and it happens to go across the sun.
Every night I go to the same spot and mow the grass. And look.
Wait, you mow the grass at night? Okay, this guy is already getting really weird. Hey, editor Peter here. I just realized that he said,
every night I go to the same spot and mow the grass and look up at the stars and the moon.
Huh? He mows the same exact spot every night? I have so many questions. Does he not look at the grass at all? Is he only looking at the stars and moon? I mean, if he did, he would realize that he doesn't need to mow it every night. And who mows the grass when it's so dark that you can see the stars? Does he hate his neighbor? Okay, so two things do jump out at me. Either he in fact does hate his neighbor, or he's really bad at baking in details into a made-up story. Like, all you had to do was say you didn't see it without adding in those details. Like, this is something a toddler would come up with if they're good at lying. Because, you know, toddlers aren't really good at lying. Just the other day, my niece didn't want to pull seeds out of a pumpkin, so she told me that she needed to go see the dog. So why don't you do the yucky seed part while I get to do the fun carving part? I mean, even that's kind of better because at least it makes sense. And yet this guy is saying that he mows the lawn every single night. I bet this was his thought process. I need to tell people that I see the moon every night, but they won't believe me. So I'll need to prove that it's part of my daily routine with a chore or something that I do outside. Okay, I mow the lawn outside. So I'll say that I see it when I mow the lawn each day. But then people won't believe that I'm looking in the same way. So I'll just say that I do it in the same spot every single night. Yeah, this is genius. But maybe I should read it back to make sure that it makes sense. This video is for idiots anyways. And literally nobody's gonna notice this in the comments. He would have been right. There's literally not a single person that noticed it in the comments. Not a single person. It's not been the same since the eclipse. So I will say the sun and the moon are about the same size in the sky, right? Don't look at the sun. I know that because I did something I wasn't supposed to. How far is the sun? 93 million miles or 150 million kilometers. How would that correlate? It really doesn't. I think what happened here is that you spend a lot of time looking at your phone and the eclipse happens, right? Everybody's looking at the sky. I was there. It was great. I caused all the people around me to start screaming, actually. So now that you're kind of used to looking at the sky, maybe because the eclipse, maybe you're noticing more things, except the fact that the moon is out during the day. They kind of ignored that part. I mean, here he is acknowledging that there is such thing as an eclipse, but he's not acknowledging that the moon does come out at night. Have you noticed a weird orange hue through the sky too? Looks like the sun is about to rise, but it's 12 a.m. It's weird. I'm in the UK. I think you are looking at the northern lights. Here's a picture that I took the other night. Yeah, the sky did look quite orange, didn't it? I see the moon in Croatia every day. Me too. They talking trash. Yo, these are my friends. I found them. Like. It's crazy. Every night at 11 p.m., I'm gonna walk my dog and know where the moon is in the sky. Uh-oh, somebody dropped some facts. The moon is rising, setting at different time. And he leaves 100%. So I kind of think he might be joking, by the way. He doesn't seem serious. No moon? No tides? That's a great question to ask. I think most of these people are forgetting that indeed if there was no moon, then the tides wouldn't be there. So this video here, it got about 500,000 views and people seem to actually believe this. This is not even the most popular one. This other video got 1.5 million views.
America, we've got a serious problem, and I was not supposed to be informing you guys of this.
We're not supposed to know about this. We were supposed to just not realize that the whole entire moon just disappeared.
But since the 29th of this month, or last month, when the second moon was supposed to arrive here for the world, no one has seen our moon.
I did in fact see the moon. Yo, this guy is looking like he's reading from a script. Dude, I would never do that. I would never do that. Anyways, need to adjust my camera. Oops.
I'm panning around right now. I'm doing a circle. In the sky, no moon in the last 7 days, and nobody's talking about it.
He's filming at night. The moon was not out at night. Okay, 4 days ago. What was 4 days ago? Let's take a look. Take a look. Take a look. It's Saturday the 5th of October. Oh, it was out at night. Okay. Okay. Maybe it was after 10. I don't know if I can see. Yeah, you can't see what time the TikTok was posted. I will say though, for the majority of the night, the moon was not going to be there. And given that there's fog, I don't know about other places. That normally means it's like kind of getting into the wee hours in the morning. Okay. It's just not looking good. I don't think that this theory is based on any fact at all. It's just not. And yeah, people definitely believe this. There's a lot of people in the comments being like, oh, yep, it's gone. It's gone. Just went outside and no moon. Yeah, well, most people watch TikTok at 3 o'clock in the morning. It wasn't going to be out then. What would happen if the moon disappeared? We would only have small weak tides driven by the sun's gravity, disrupt marine ecosystems, extreme shifts in climate. We could get increased volcanic and seismic activity. Its disappearance would have profound psychological impact on societies, create a sense of loss, confusion, potentially leading to shifts in cultural and religious beliefs. This is actually a really great point because people thought that it was gone for a very brief amount of time, and this has already come true. So this was a brilliant prediction to make. Right, if you thought that was ridiculous, it's okay. At least the next theory won't sound like a plot for a good movie.
Did scientists really just say there's a mothership in our skies shooting out seed pods? Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb, along with Pentagon official Sean Kirkpatrick, has just dropped a mind-blowing theory. There could be an alien mothership hanging out in our solar system.
Actually, this might be the most honest guy. It's actually an AI voice. This might be the most honest video in this whole entire video. Because I'm actually filming this segment last, so I am able to say that. The next one, by the way, that one was fucking fun. I'm getting sidetracked. But yeah, I think this is literally the most honest video in the whole entire video.
And it might be sending out tiny probes, what they call dandelion seeds, to explore Earth and other planets. This theory was sparked by the mysterious interstellar object Oumuamua, detected in 2017. While many scientists wrote it off as a weirdly shaped rock.
Weirdly shaped rock, huh? Okay. Most scientists said it. See, that's what. This is literally the most honest video.
Loeb has been adamant that its unusual speed and shape point to something more, possibly an alien craft. Loeb suggests that just like NASA sends out probes from larger spacecraft, this parent craft might be releasing small, undetectable probes to check out Earth. These dandelion seeds would be so tiny that our telescopes might not even pick them up.
Hey, so I'm not so sure that I think that this is real. I think that I'm not seeing any evidence, empirical evidence that, you know, there is indeed a mothership sending out seed probes. Oh, well, it's just that they're undetectable. Oh, that's convenient.
Loeb and Kirkpatrick explain that they could slow down as they enter Earth's atmosphere and begin exploring the planet unnoticed.
They're totally able to come and explore the planet. Okay, so by then I should be able to have empirical evidence that they exist, right? I'd be able to see them. Nope, that would be unnoticeable.
And here's the kicker. These probes might not even be new. The alien civilization that created them could be long gone, sending these missions out eons ago. Sure, it sounds like science fiction, but why come up with such a theory at the risk of being ridiculed? Keep your eyes on the skies, because who knows what's out there right now.
I will hold off on saying that this theory is completely debunked. First, what we're gonna do is read some comments and see what the people think about it. Keyword theory. Okay, so far people are not believing it. Space is water that's just a huge dump by a celestial being it's decomposing in the water? No. Before we call him crazy, let's think. Think for a second. Think. You float in space, right? You can't breathe in space. You float in water and you can't breathe underwater, right? Nice. This is genius. What's the reply? 31 likes. See, I'm not the only one. Clearly other people thought he was onto something. Who told you space is water? I couldn't finish the comment. Sounds fishy. They know. Now that was rude. Sounds fishy. They know. Just not telling us the whole truth like always. All right, so people are starting to believe it. How the hell do they know what it's called? I say BS. Wow, okay, so people are actually really questioning this one. I told you all to leave their planet alone. Oh, we gotta believe 100% speculation. No, possibly bullshit. But then why are bots in the comments? Bro, your video is a robot.
And here's the kicker.
Your video is AI. What are you talking about? Come on. Sorry, guy was a little rich. Yeah, so that's interesting. That was the first video where people actually didn't believe it. There are more videos with more views. Making sure I'm still recording. Okay, here we go. This one coming from an actual news station.
It's interesting. Jeremy, I want to talk to you for a second. The Pentagon's UFO chief, this is a Pentagon guy, a UFO chief, the chairman of Harvard's astronomy department as well, both releasing a report on Tuesday.
Okay, so we're really dancing around some facts here, right? So notice the way he's saying it. He's saying things factually. Things are factually correct about what he's saying, but the trick is this is not endorsed by the Pentagon or Harvard. But the way he says it kind of makes it sound like it.
Pentagon's UFO chief. This is a Pentagon guy, a UFO chief.
Right? See, he says it twice. This is a Pentagon guy, right? So he's saying this guy works for the Pentagon and he joined some other guy to write a speculative opinion piece that has no peer review.
Where they wrote an artificial interstellar object could potentially be a parent craft that releases many small probes during its close passage to Earth. You've got the Pentagon talking about the idea of a mothership going above us and sending probes down.
Okay, so this one is not looking good, guys. This conspiracy theory is not looking good. So let's take a look at the comments on this video. Project Bluebeam incoming. Look, somebody believes it. Project Bluebeam, I don't know. I'm not covering it in this video. Maybe I'll do it in a different video. That one's kind of funny too. But it's probably not as nearly as funny as the next theory that we're going to be covering in a minute here. Well, I haven't seen the moon in 3 weeks. Oh my God, that doesn't correlate. Pay attention. Is this guy saying this is all not really real? Or is he saying it because he thinks that it is real and that something's coming? So I'm not really sure where you stand there. Will it be like Independence Day? Okay, so this person definitely doesn't believe it. He's making fun of it, just like me. On that note, I want to say real quick, guys, please don't witch hunt anybody I'm talking about in this video. You know, these people may come up with theories that I think are kind of ridiculous, and I might make a little fun of them. I'm not saying that, you know, these persons as a whole are terrible or atrocious human beings. I don't know them. They could be really good people. We don't know. And if you want to know more why I'm making this video, read in the description. I'm not going to put that in the video. This isn't new. Cool. Internet being the internet. There we go. Okay, so there's really a lot of mixed reactions to this one. I think it's a little bit too out there for people. How do the Pentagon know what it is and what is it going to do? Unknown object coming towards Earth, question mark? Have you considered that potentially the Pentagon doesn't believe it exists? Imagine if the United States government used TikTok as their basis for making decisions. I don't think that'd land us in a great situation. Best case scenario from a situation like that is we'd be shooting nukes at the moon to make sure it learns its lesson for leaving us for too long. Yes, haven't seen the moon too, right after my last comment. Everyone knows it's the US pretending to be aliens. It's all been exposed years back. We know you have advanced tech that you hide to do this. Not to mention the help you get from your demonic friends. That's a lot to unpack. Okay, so we saved the most popular video about this theory for last. It's a 12-second video. Pentagon officials, plural, not true. It's only one guy. Is that it? That was anticlimactic. We're gonna see what the comments think. Okay, well, I guess here we go. I wonder if they are controlling the weather modifications. Yes, guys, the modifications. They are controlling the modifications. They're not controlling the weather, they're controlling the modifications of the weather. Bet the aliens would make me pay taxes. See, that's why I wish this was real. Aliens would definitely at least come down and say, Benjamin Franklin was a fucking dumbass, okay? That was one of the stupidest guys who's ever lived, okay? Because under us, there will not be a guarantee of taxes and death. There will only be a guarantee of death right now. Pushes the big button, boom, the whole earth is gone. I'm laughing at my own joke because I made that up on spot. I'm kind of proud of myself for that. All I want to know is when I can stop going to work. Well, assuming you live in a free country, you are actually able to do that right now, but there are consequences for that. Will the seed pods make things less expensive? I hope so. At this point, it's more like a rescue mission. Okay, here we go, guys. The people are continuing to really question this. Nobody believes this. I met them already. They said, take me to your leader. I couldn't do it. I was just too embarrassed. Damn. When you become a conspiracy theorist, life becomes so much more interesting. It does. It really does. I mean, that's fair. Source, trust me, bro. Can they hurry it up so I could stop working? Let's hope so. Gotta have an excuse for millions vanishing because Protestants believe that everybody will be raptured. And again, it goes back to the whole Antichrist thing. Done paying bills. Okay. So we won't pay rent? Source, the internet. Doubt it. Look it up. Hey, if you look it up, you might end up on my video and I'll tell you what I think. Okay, so it's actually crazy. This is the only conspiracy theory where I found that the majority of people are actually disagreeing with it. So is the theory based in fact? Is it real? Here's my take on it. So this theory started based on a speculative academic paper written by two individuals, Loeb and Sean Kirkpatrick. So while Loeb is a Harvard professor and Kirkpatrick is somebody from the Pentagon, this speculation is coming from them and not the Pentagon and not Harvard. It is not endorsed by Harvard or the Pentagon. So people kind of sort of take solid facts like this and just kind of dance around them and just like purposely and very deliberately omit other things about these. Seasoned conspiracy theorists will do this to kind of get you scared.
You know what it's like to go to sleep every night knowing you work for a bunch of psychotic killers?
And fear is a powerful motivator for attention. And with that fearful attention, they then exploit you for their own enrichment.
You know what it's like, you sons of bitches?
So evidently both of these guys are really emphasizing that this is speculative based on pretty much what they don't know. So it is a knowledge gap, but most scientists are affirming that they think this is just a rock. And what do you know? Pretty much everything in outer space is rock. So conspiracy theorists, they won't tell you that. They'll just kind of take some facts and then just kind of make it seem like that the Pentagon is confirming it or Harvard is confirming it when that's just not true. Like that guy from the news station.
This is a Pentagon guy, a UFO chief.
Pentagon guy. A Pentagon guy. What better way to get social media engagement than to threaten your viewers with death?
This day may be the last day of your life. In fact, April 13th, 2029. An asteroid named Apophis is going to pass so close to our Earth that it is scary to think about it.
So we're starting by saying, you're gonna die.
Last day of your life.
But then it's gonna be like, well, actually...
Pass so close that it is scary to think about.
Okay, so I get it. Asteroids are nothing new. This is something that we've been dealing with long before TikTok. But the thing is, on TikTok, it is a specialty. It's everywhere. Every other week, there's a brand new asteroid, and how convenient, because it's great content. World War III shows up next week, and these people are like, oh no, so terrible. Now I'm gonna have to make videos about it and get a lot of engagement. Like, I'm gonna be getting comments, I'm gonna get likes, people are gonna be worried about dying in the comments, or some people might be really happy about dying in the comments. All right, but let's watch this video here.
There is an asteroid headed our way. This asteroid named Apophis, named for the Egyptian god of death and darkness.
I'm sorry, guys. I shouldn't be laughing at Neil. This is how he always talks. God of death and darkness.
Death and darkness.
I mean, he's just so passionate. He really puts that extra emphasis into it. Also, guys, Neil is just really talented. He can say words, but make the movement of his mouth like it's saying something completely different.
There is an asteroid headed our way.
It's something that I've been practicing personally because since my channels are really starting to gain traction, and I know that famous people do this all the time, particularly when they're saying something fucking insane or they're trying to sell you cryptocurrency. So I figured I really need to get good at this. Hang on, let me just practice real quick. Hey guys, I highly recommend this new cryptocurrency. Wow, I'm getting really good at that. By the way, if you didn't see what the words I mouthed were, they were, if you ever see me doing this, it's because someone is trying to scam you. Okay, nobody believes this, right? Nobody believes this. Right? About time this world needs a restart. Okay, so Renee's a lost cause. I can't find a single comment talking about how this is bullshit. Either people's brains don't work or they're censoring their own comment sections. Last major asteroid to hit Earth was 10,000 years ago. Earth's geography is going to start changing again. What does that even mean? So they're going to knock out communications in 2029 and blame it on the asteroid. What? The scary part is that the government isn't trying to do anything now with all this advance notice. Have you considered that maybe just by perchance that the government doesn't think it even exists and that they don't use TikTok as their basis for making decisions. Imagine if the military, the US government, the most powerful country on earth, used TikTok as their basis in reasoning or decision making. I'm sorry, but I think the first thing that would happen in that case is the United States would invade Canada, and there's literally no rhyme or reason for it. It's just because TikTok said so. How's it getting through the firmament? What the fuck is the firmament? The heavens or the sky, especially when regarded as a tangible thing. So how is it gonna get through the atmosphere? That doesn't exist. Okay, I think I'm not understanding. Wait, there's another one. If we can't get out of the firmament, can this get into the what? Fear-mongering is what I think that this is. This guy thinks it's fake based on the firmament. There is no firmament. But do I have to pay my mortgage? See what happens if you don't pay your mortgage. There will be no asteroid and you will have no house. Are they going to land a satellite to land on? So we're gonna land a satellite to land on the satellite. I'm not really understanding. So many people. So do I still need to make my truck payment? I think Scott's picking up on it. Apophis. I think that the person who posted this is indeed not actually censoring their comment section. People are like saying it's false. No, it won't. LOL. So unfortunately, it does seem like most people actually believe this. I do want to say why I think this happens on TikTok. By the way, it happens everywhere. That's not just TikTok. Don't even get me started on Facebook. It's so much worse on Facebook. Way worse. It's so much worse on Facebook. Don't even get me started on Facebook. But on TikTok, if you say something on TikTok before other people do, like you say it first, then you get the upper hand. It's kind of like how it works in Among Us. If you accuse somebody first, everybody will believe you, no matter how insanely stupid the accusation is. You could be yellow, walking around with your friend Cyan. You literally never leave Cyan's sight. Red calls a meeting, accuses you, and Cyan casts the first vote for you, just because Red said it before anybody else did. Again, just like on TikTok, if you say it first, you can literally dupe the masses into thinking that the moon disappeared. So the moral of the story? Well, before I tell you that, if this video gets 50K likes, I will go undercover and start a TikTok conspiracy of my own, just to prove the point that if you say something first, then you get the upper hand. So the moral is, question everything. Stop believing everything you see just because someone said so. And everything Red says in Among Us is bullshit. Last time I played Among Us, Red said that you definitely should not subscribe.